before I get
really all you gotta do is get up on it. About to start recording.
All right. Okay.
What up? 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 It's your boy T.
Yeah, it's your man B.
You want to ride up?
Yeah.
Season 3. Excuse me, season 4, episode 3. That's the first time I fumbled on the intro. We're in a 4-season run.
I always fumble, so you know, it is what it is.
Who we giving this episode to?
I mean, the easy choice would be AI. You know what I mean?
We've given him the episode before.
I know that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's shit, legendary number 3. But you give AI the jump every season. I'm trying to think of another number 3.
Shit, I didn't get it.
Maybe. See, football just started giving other position groups the number 3, so I don't have number 3 for them.
So who we giving it to, Brian? You still giving it AI?
I got AI. I'm not going to be thinking about it that hard. AI is the most famous 3. Every time there's a 3 coming up, we're going to give it to AI.
You got Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying? You got stuff.
D-Wade. All right. Nah. I don't know if I was the biggest fan of D-Wade. You know, I appreciated his talent. I appreciated he was very talented. He carried back to that championship, not the other way around.
Right.
It was his team, you know what I mean, that LeBron joined. But I don't know. I just
he won a championship before LeBron.
Yeah, no, I just said. I was like, yo, he carried Shaq. He carried Shaq with that championship. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm not sure.
Wayne Watts.
What it do? What it do?
Thank you for joining us today, my brother.
What's going on, man? Appreciate the invite. What it do, y'all?
Hey, man. Long time coming. So, so for those that don't know, us 3 actually went to high school together.
Who B? Because I can't see his face.
Oh, he on the road.
Yeah,
okay.
Him camera shy.
I was gonna go with the second. Part.
But so we went to high school together. Didn't have. I don't think y'all had any class together. We didn't have any class together. We definitely had lunch together. Sometimes definitely had some interesting times on in both cafeterias actually. In Duval, I don't know if other schools have like multiple cafeterias. I don't know if that's normal. And we weren't that big of a school to have 2 cafeterias. You know what I'm saying?
We don't even look like we got 2 gyms, but we do.
You know what I'm saying? We only got 2 gyms. We got 2 cafeterias though.
No, we do got 2 gyms.
Do we?
Yeah, we got 2 gyms.
Yeah. We got 2 basketball gyms.
So real quick, this is the fucking part about high school that they don't tell you about. Like elementary school, you get recess, you get PE all year long, right? Middle school, you get PE. You don't get no recess, but you get PE both years. High school, you get 1 damn year, you get 1 like semester of PE, then there's no more.
Bro, it was the setup. It was the setup the whole time. It's like the older you get, the more you realize you can't play no more games. And we
Ain't that
didn't
about
peep
a
that
bitch?
shit. We didn't peep it. We didn't peep. We just cruising out here, having premarital sex, skipping school, smoking the weeds, and doing all this.
Did y'all did you go to Duval your ninth grade year?
Yeah, I went all four.
And Brian, you went all four, right?
I went on 4. Yep.
I went 4 years, but I didn't go all four. So my freshman year was at Rose. So my PE class I got out of Rose. So by the time I got to Duval, I was there for 4 fucking years, and I only went to the gym one time. That's when we was a senior. We had a senior game where seniors played against like teachers or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had that many dude teachers. Like somebody yanked Mr. Hornbuckle or some shit like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bo tried to carry the squad. I was like, oh, so this is why you coach the girls and why Walker got the boys. Scrub. I'm just joking.
Oh shit, you okay?
Nah, the my guy.
I just ran into Mr. Walker not too long ago.
He still living? I ain't mean like that. I ain't mean like that. He was old as shit when we was in school.
He old as shit now.
Like most black men don't last to 100. He was like 80.
Bro, he alive and well, man. I saw him at the Largo championship game.
That's good, man. I know you're not coaching anymore.
Nah. He old as hell. He ain't coaching shit. But I saw everybody work at the University of Maryland.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
That's where I seen him at. In the ticket counter, his son goddamn worked doing the same shit. They was just his granddaughter worked there too. Like it's a family affair up there.
That's good. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Mr. Walker when we were in school because he wasn't for the bullshit.
He was old school as fuck. Remember, he
wasn't for the bullshit.
He kept a phone in his cabinet, and it was like, "I'll call your mother right here. We ain't gotta go to the office."
Right? I think that's why I fucked with him, even though I don't even know if he passed me both years, but I know I fucked with him. So it was like that was one of my favorite teachers there because we didn't really have a lot of strong black men that was gonna hold you accountable in school. It was
I didn't even think that far ahead like that. I wasn't even thinking like that back then. I just like I need to get the fuck out of this class.
I ain't had a father figure. You know what I'm saying? No. So
I didn't either. But I still didn't think about it. I damn sure didn't think about that shit. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get out this class.
So I brought you here. I asked you. Well, obviously, we were trying to get you on the show for at least 2 seasons, you know, but scheduling and we like, listen, we friends off camera, so it's gonna happen what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I told you last time I saw you. I was like, whenever it's ready, nigga, just hit my phone. You got my number.
And so B, what happened the last time I ran into Dwayne, he was in he came to Outback when I was in Outback, and I was working. I was talking to him for like 5 minutes. Like, yo, I'm pissed because I'm asking this motherfucker questions that's gonna slip my mind. That's gonna slip my mind when it comes to interviewing the motherfucker. And it's like, damn, these some good ass questions. Yeah, I don't write you down. We be winging in this shit. No, but we briefly talked about it when I spoke to him to set this up, and I wanted to ask him, like, you know, Duval had a lot of funny motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I know it. We know a lot of funny motherfuckers, right? But every funny person you know, it's not meant to be a stand-up comedian.
No, absolutely.
You know, even some stand-up comedians aren't meant to be stand-up comedians. Some of them are better suited for like comedic acting because they have good timing when you give them something to say, but they don't necessarily have the chops, or they don't have
they don't have the chops to go on stage and do that.
Yeah, they don't have the ability to dissect themselves to perfect what they're doing, or they don't have the heart to keep doing it because they're bombing. You know, and I asked Damo Hicks, I'm like, about bombs and that. He said, nah, he said, just get the fuck out of there. I asked you, what you like, can you save something from a bomb? He's like, no, it's a bomb, just get the fuck out of there. But I mean, I know he was joking. And it's like, I remember the first time I saw you doing some stand-up, you were at a barbecue or something. You was outside at somebody's I don't know what event was. And I'm like, man, like you could tell that you were like you was just starting off doing it, but you saw the heart. Like you was on it like you belonged. You like the key.
You know what's crazy about that? Because I'm starting to think. I'm remembering when I did see you. That was some years ago, and when you saw me, I had just decided to take stand-up like all the way serious. So I was getting back into it. Because I started back in 2009, but I was not, the first time I bombed, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. And plus I was, you know me, so you know I was dibbling dabbling on some other shit, and I was very lucrative on the other shit instead of the comedy. So I was like, you know what I mean? I'm okay, you know what I mean? But like I tell the story all the time, and I'm not gonna tell it now, but you know, just a quick synopsis. Like one of my homies that I'm close with now, he a comedian, funny motherfucker, Derek Skip. He pretty much saved my life on that situation, man. I had one foot out the door, all the way out the door on comedy, and he ran into me, and we learned that our birthdays are 2 days apart, and he was throwing a comedy-themed birthday party. It was gonna be the Wild 'N Out theme, and I was just like, better, I'll come and show up and show love. I had no intentions on performing at all, because I didn't think I was funny enough. And I get there, one of the comics dropped out, the nigga just threw me a shirt and was like, hey, you on the white team. I was like, bitch, I ain't come here for this. But I can't punk out. I got to go out here and do it. And the minute I got back on stage and it started coming back to me, that's when I was like, never again. Because this was like hitting the drug. It was like hitting some heroin or whatever it is that niggas get addicted to like that. It was that same, the endorphins was going off, man. It was that euphoric feeling. I was like, I don't know how I almost let this shit slip out my hand, but thank God I didn't. And ever since I took it serious, it's going up. So now to go back to that party on what you talking about, it was more nervousness than anything. I didn't have that much stage presence because I ain't been practicing like that. So the stage presence was and the material was decent, but the delivery wasn't shit because there was no cadence, there was no real attention to super detail that make these jokes hit like I thought it should hit when I wrote them, you know what I'm saying, out my head. So fast forward from then until now, you've seen the difference. You've seen the growth.
Oh yeah.
It's like now it's night and day. It's really night and day. I go up that bitch now, don't even think. I just go up there and have fun. I already got a set in my mind on how I'm gonna go about it. So I don't go in there like, oh, I'm on some whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to write nothing down. It ain't that. It's just I'm comfortable enough with who I am as a person now that I'm not worried about what my gift is. I can go out there and do what I need to do. And if it hit, it hit. If it don't, oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna learn from it. You know what I'm saying? But to go back and answer that last little tidbit about what Damo said, and shout out to Damo, that's my guy. It ain't really no way getting out of a bomb unless you just silly as fuck and you don't mind making fun of yourself bombing at that moment. If you do it right, you can pull them back and they'll be with you because they see some potential in the funny as opposed to just eating one on stage real heavy.
I'll pause. I'll say this, man. It's like just like any other stand-up comedian that I've seen. A lot of times you see the quote unquote finished product. You see them once they've gotten their shit together. They still develop in front of you, but they've gotten their shit, like Kevin Hart, his Little Man special. But then you look at him 3 specials later and he's this monster, right? So, and I look at, now I get to see somebody who's done it and continues to grow. Like I said, I remember watching you outside, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, he got heart, but he's more of a maestro at this point than he's leaning more on his maestro ability, his ability to just talk versus, I got a bunch of jokes written down, right?
Yeah, and I can respect that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then it's like fast forward years, and think about it, we weren't even like linked. I hadn't even seen you since high school when I saw it, because I saw it on YouTube. Right.
And that's crazy because like what made it even crazier is to find out we had lived in the same neighborhood as adults.
That's
like
crazy.
You was just a couple buildings away from me and I had no clue.
Right. We were bumping to each other at jazz, having a drink or whatever. And it's like, that's talking like, oh yeah, da. And we would have a conversation. I'm like, yo, I know, like, just always let me know what you're gonna be doing, because the way my schedule, I tell it to everybody, like, just let me know what you can be doing. I'm never gonna commit to, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how big of a supporter I am, and I'm a big supporter, I'm not gonna make every event. You know what I'm saying? I might go a year or two without catching an event, but I'm always gonna talk about you. I'm always gonna bring your name up in the crowds that your name deserves to be in. And when I can go, I will. So
No, and you definitely proven that.
We were out, I don't know, I forgot where it was, but it was like some cabaret style event, but it was stand-up. I think you might have been like third or fourth, and they had some solid people in there, but you was one of them. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's come a long way. And this was probably like 2000s. This like 17 or 18.
That was at the VFW.
Maybe
that
so.
was at the VFW on Good Luck Road.
It was out the way.
Yeah, it was on Good Luck Road, and the reason why I know that because to me that was my coming out.
Upper Marlboro. It's a spot at Upper Marlboro.
Oh, you talking about the golf jump? The golf jump.
Yes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And I was
that was my coming out year. You know what I'm saying? That was the year that I really figured out. What I was talking about, and this is before my divorce and all this other shit. I was still married, so a lot of my material. I learned that not to be hacky or just say whatever you think. I stopped pandering. Basically, that's what it was. I stopped pandering to what I thought the audience would want to hear and just started speaking on me.
And guess what?
Talking about my shit.
When you say that, it's because I'm like, yo, if he keep, and I told you when I started, like, bro, don't stop. And I knew you weren't, but like, yo, don't stop. You got something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I remember saying that. And then you just I'm watching like you updating and upgrading your Instagram. Now Instagram's becoming more of a thing. Like you're understanding the power of Instagram. So you're no longer Dwayne Watts. Now and I think I don't want to take the credit, but I think I might have told you to do that. Like, yo, change your page from a personal page to
you told me that. You definitely did.
Like,
I'll take that.
Like, what'll happen is you may not recognize it at first, but if you're a content creator, like the algorithm will you know what I'm saying, boost some of your visibility once you start to cook. You're
right, not to cut you off. You're right, because once I did that, change the public, and then I started actually, you know what I'm saying, putting content out there, and then you start to see me with the who's and the what's and all that started bumping up. And you know what's so crazy right now is I have a fan base, but it's hard to believe I got a fan base. Like, it's hard for me to like soak in the fact that people actually fuck with me that don't know me. Like the last time I seen you at Outback, after me and you chatted it up, like 2 of the employees there recognized me off Instagram. They didn't even call me Dwayne. Everybody called me Watts Comedy.
Watts Comedy.
You watch comedy, ain't you? You watch comedy. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this real? Like y'all niggas know me? For real?
It's good to see though. And I'll tell you that I say this. When that conversation happened, and I'm like, yo, my man is moving and he's doing his thing. And it's like, out of nowhere, you announce you dropping a special.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. My man's moving more he's moving faster than I thought he would. It's beautiful to see, but I'm like, he cooking now.
Boy, that shit scared the fuck out of me, man.
Hey, listen.
Scared the fuck out of me. Every bit of it. The whole, even committing in my head that I'm gonna do it scared the hell out of me. And terrified the shit out of me.
And I'm like, yo, bro, I bought as soon as you announced it, I bought 2 tickets off rip.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, let me say this real quick. To people who want to support their friends, support people who they believe in, right? All support isn't, and you hear before, oh, everything about support isn't about money. Like, sometimes it's about name drop the name. Oh, like if you're my cousin and I do something and you know it, you don't got it'd be nice if you bought a shirt or you came to see me, but when you hear those conversations and you just happen to be part of them, drop my name because that echoes, you know. So what happens is it's like, how much is a ticket? Like, it's dudes in this area with a lot of money, dudes buying Balenciaga. They got all the shit on, right? I got this shit too, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna be the change I want to see. So my man say, hey, I'm doing a show out the way, recording for my special. I didn't buy a ticket, I bought two. Somebody gonna go with me. And even if they don't, my man still got that support on the back end.
The back end, right.
Because my thing is this: my guy has prepared himself for this moment. And what if he was one ticket short of being a sellout crowd? You know?
Yeah.
There's somebody who said I fuck with you, but didn't want to reach out. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my guy Felix. Yo, I bought 2 tickets.
But see, I can say this about you. I can say this about you, and this not, and let me know if I'm swearing too much. Sometimes I be like letting it fly. But
Hey.
you know, one thing I can say being in this game is like you get the support. You'll get people saying this and that. Whoop, whoop, hey man, I'm banging with you. I'm rocking with you with this. All I need, you know what I'm saying? Let me know when your next show. Let me know when your next show, man. Hit my phone personally. Let me know when your next show. And it's like, man, I'm not doing none of that shit no more. I've been doing this now for damn near 14 years, right? I gave up on people that know me to come to my shows. I gave up on them in 2012. I stopped giving a fuck about y'all niggas a long time ago. And it ain't, and it's because every time you would say you would come and I don't see you, that would disappoint the fuck out of me.
Yep.
So it would be like, so I gave up. I was like, I'm not gonna do that no more because that affects my mood, that affects my energy before I go on stage. And on top of that, it's like, man, fuck them. Because the real ones are the complete strangers. The ones that really rock with me, I'll be people I've never met, but they just seen the talent and now they follow every show. I've had people come to I've done told the same jokes the same week and they done came to both shows. And I'm like, damn.
Listen,
like why? But I know why.
Me and Brian started this pod. We rebooted this podcast in 2019, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And we put ours on. We're on Anchor, our home.
I'm retarded as hell. I know who B is now. God, I gotta stop smoking weed. What's
Bro,
up, nigga? I know who it is now. Go ahead.
Bro, let me tell you, we would have more viewers from other countries. Let that sink in. We would have more viewers from other countries. So it's like, and as for a person who has a clothing brand, I do music. I have a clothing, and I personally, I think we nice with it. You know what I'm saying? But and think about, I don't get. I used to be upset about it. I used to feel some type of way, and it's like This is what I would hate. It's like you've been doing it for a while, right? And the motherfucker, when somebody's giving you attention, and then they be in that circle, like, and they're like, oh, this whole time I ain't know you did this. Hey, do me a favor, suck my dick, man. You knew. And guess what? After we break from here, the person who brought me up, they still gonna fuck with me. They still gonna cop. They're gonna cop the new hat. They're gonna buy a shirt, or they're gonna post the shirt that they had 10 times over. While you gonna be what you waiting for? You waiting for me to give you something for free?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
A lot of them do. A lot of them do wait for that, man. They just sit there, man. Let me know when you get I'm like, bro, I'm not letting you know nothing. You either gonna rock with me or you not. I'm not about to sit there in bed for that.
There was one time I had a bunch of shit and I gave it away to my folks, right? And this is my mistake because it's like you're a stand-up comedian. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying, is really about that comedy life. Like they don't really know what's funny. They just laugh at what people laugh at. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna go to stand-up. So not everybody likes the same music. So you had to learn to change your brain, because like you said, you were sitting back and waiting for people to, you know what I'm saying, come and see you, because it's almost as if you're looking for like validation.
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
It's like, bro, if you are who you think is a better judge of comedy? You or that motherfucker who you grew up with, who just was, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucker that you grew up with? You are. You do this, you are comedians, you see it. You know what I'm saying? So if you know it's funny, fuck them. Fuck that.
And I was talking to my homegirl Paris Sachet. I was talking to her not too long ago, and she's on a whole nother stratosphere now, right?
Yeah.
Coming from this area, like she's not normal. Ain't nothing normal about her, right? And I had to ask her because I was like, hey, yo, like now that you in the position I was like, is it hard for you to trust motherfuckers now? And she was like, yeah. She said, be honest with you, bro, yes. She said, I don't know how to trust certain people, bro. I said, yeah, I feel you, nigga. Like, because it's like when you know you got a certain level of power that you know that you could probably change somebody's life, you know what I'm saying, off of one, just come on the road with me type shit. It's like, bro, that's a lot of pressure because now you don't know who really with you or who just rocking with you because of what your access is. You know what I mean? And it's difficult. And then, like I said, it's some haters out here. It's a terrible amount that'll tolerate you enough to get in position. And then once they get in position, it's like, you know what I'm saying, back to you. So with me now, where it seems like I'm moving in the right direction, yeah, I'm starting to see all of it. I'm starting to see some genuine little hate sprinkling around, which is crazy to me because I don't got a bad bone in my body when it comes to this comedy thing. But
in general.
yeah, nah. I got some shit about me. I've learned that. Therapy done showed me that.
You human, but you're generally a good dude though.
I'm a genuine good. No, that's facts. Like genuinely, I'm a good dude, man. But you know what I'm saying? Genuinely, I'm a good dude, and I'm proud of that, you know. And I stand on morals and principles and my integrity. So I don't let nobody play with me, you know what I'm saying. But I'm not so quick to react like I used to back in the day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Back in the day, I'd be on your ass. Now I'm just like, if you ain't say it to my face, I don't even respect it. You dig what I mean? So I hear shit. I just be wondering. I can go to certain comedy shows, and I go to certain comedy shows on God to not necessarily approach this person for what I heard they said. I just want to see if they're gonna say it around me. You know what I mean? Like just keep that same energy. Let's see if you just gonna speak it while I'm here. And 9 times out of 10, they don't say nothing. Well, 10 times out of 10, they don't. They don't say nothing to me. And even though I'm not on the lineup, never meant to be in the lineup, the promoter or the host, hey, you want some time? You want to get some time real quick? Why are you asking me for some time? You got a whole lineup right here. I know why you're asking. I know why.
We all know
exactly why. Because I know.
Let me ask you a question. Because I know you personally. I know Damo Hicks personally, and I know Ayana Dukie personally.
Hold on, you just went out, cuz. Volume wise, like I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, somebody must have tried to call my phone. I got that shit blocked. I want to ask, have you ever felt pressured or got dissuaded and felt like you had to leave the area in order to break? Because I know Damo has spent a lot of time in New York, and Ayana moved to New York, so she does all her work in New York. Whereas before, when she first moved, there was no comedy spots local to even do comedy. So she would have to go to Baltimore a lot of times. And you know how it is going into the early 2000s, coming from the 90s. A lot of, you know what I'm saying, PG residents weren't really aiming to go to Baltimore.
Bro, you just went, I don't know what you just said. Your whole screen went black and you went completely out.
Was that me or that was you? Because your mouth was like this.
Yeah, that was you.
I'm going to see your screenshot.
Yeah, I know. And you was like this. So,
okay. So what I was asking is, because Damo and Ayana, they went to New York. Damo's camp, he's went back and forth. Ayana lives in New York. Have you ever felt the pressure to have to like leave the area in order to break?
Yeah, I thought about it several times. And then I had a plan on, I'll just go up to New York every weekend because I know comics up there and I got people up there that they be like, just come. All you need to do is get here and we got you. So I have those relationships. I have those relationships and I already let it be known that, you know, certain sacrifices might have to be made for that. But in general, this area here, DC, the whole DMV, comedy-wise, it's it's not to be played with. Like you could really like sharpen your shit out here. And then you could take it out of town and go to other places. You dig? You could really get busy here, learn the craft here, and then you could take it to other states to see where you stand. So I've done that. If anything, I've definitely been to New York more than a handful of times. LA, Oakland, like San Antonio, goddamn Florida, like different parts of Florida, like Pennsylvania. I've been traveling when it comes to that. And I'm not saying that it makes me want to move to New York and do stand-up full time. I don't see that in my future. I just don't see it. I don't have that urge to get out of Maryland or get out of DC just yet, but I'm not against it because I know what the scenes look like in these particular areas. So as long as I know I'm sharpening my sword here, I can take it up to New York. You just got to know what you want. If you really want to be a stand-up, New York is like, it's like being a Muslim in pilgrimage to Mecca. You know what I mean? Like eventually you got to get to New York, show off your shit. But if you want to do more than just stand-up with your talent, then LA is going to be a go.
Okay.
You're going like what Pap and them doing, what Pap and Rob Gordon and all these other good men that left here and went to LA. Mm-hmm. They there for a reason. They in meetings, they doing this and doing that, and they putting some stand-up in the mix, but their whole goal is to do more beyond that. When you go to New York, you're going to New York to strictly go out there, get on the grind, stand on that corner. Hey, comedy show inside, free comedy show inside, come inside, get these seats filled and work on your new set. It's really a grind out here. So it's all on what you do with it. It's all on, ooh, yes, that thing bubbling. I'm making some mac and cheese, my bad. It's all on.
Man, he take it back to its beginning. That ain't mac and cheese he cooking, y'all now.
Yeah. Don't play with me. This shit, yeah.
My man cooking the back chef. Hey, so I want to thank you too, because if had it not been for you going to the doing work at the Comedy Law, I would have never known about that location.
Oh yeah.
You know, because my man.
Shout out to my background. I don't think you recognize the faces on there, but look hard.
Oh, bro, I saw it. I'm not fucking with you. I saw that, bro. Listen.
Shout out to the gang.
Make sure you should have had Pinky on the outside though. I want to see Pinky on the outside, not one of the dudes.
Hey, listen, man. That's how the painting was painted, man. I can't get mad at how you described it, but it is what it is. But
so you was at the Comedy Loft, and I was like, man, this is like that vibe is like, it's like dive bar-ish, but it's like, it's quaint, but it's like a perfect spot for somebody to like, and that's what it seemed like what you're doing. It's like you got some known artists coming, comedians coming in. They need an opener, they need a host. Yo, like, are you able to build relationships with the owner, or like who sets you up in those
networking is key. Networking and really being a genuine dude, bro. Like, just me being a real ass nigga in this game, me being me and not worried about who like who and who rock with this person, who don't rock with this person.
I know.
And me being decent enough.
You open for Charleston White, motherfucker. So yeah.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter. That was a big deal. That was a huge fucking deal for me. Just to let everybody else outside know what I'm doing. When people found out I was opening for Charleston, they was like, damn, Charleston do comedy? But that's what's up, nigga. You at Charleston? You at Charleston? You at Charleston? I'm like, bro, like, yes, this is what I'm doing, but I'm prepared for this. I'm not worried about Charleston.
Right.
Charleston need to worry about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to overshadow his set? Which I did. I did. You was there. I did. You was there.
I didn't get to see it though, man. I didn't hear it.
You was on CP time.
No, I was coming from work.
Yeah, all right. Either way,
I was coming from work, so by the time I got there, the doors were closed, so I had to hang out in the hall and listen. But man, it was.
You heard Charleston say, you didn't hear man.
He was better than I thought he would be.
Same thing I said. Same exact thing I said. Same thing I said.
He's better than
way better than what I anticipated. But that's because he already was doing stand-up before he got locked up. Apparently, that's what he was doing before he got arrested. And yeah, but nah, he even knew that. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gave me that little Hollywood bullshit. And you know what? Because it make it sound like I'm better, and I needed that shit, and I did. It was a very Hollywood type of situation in the back because I got the video. He was like, "Hey man, listen, I fuck with you." One of them type Jones, like, "You were funny as hell. What do I need to do to get you on the road with me?" I got the video. I got it. It's a time. I got it. I had to tell dude, no, go ahead. Like, we talking business now. Go ahead. I got his manager. I got everybody's number. I got his manager number and all that. But what I'm not going to do is I reached out. Let's be clear. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm waiting on no. I reached out. Hey, y'all still need me? Open them, whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah, blah. But they probably figured it's going to be cheaper to go ahead and just pick a nigga in the city.
Gotcha.
And I agree on
That's
it.
cool too.
I'm cool with that.
So what
no
you
problem.
do is, whenever you come to town, remember my number.
Yeah, that's it. So I got nothing negative to say, but in the same time, it's like I'm not in the business of making unnecessary promises. Like I'm not even in the business of making unnecessary as, you know what I'm saying, situations or scenarios that could come out in favor of what I just did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and shake your hand and be like, bro, I need you on the road with me, and then don't follow up with it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring you on the road. Let me know what your schedule is, and we'll figure out the logistics on how to get you out here and get you money and whoop. So that's what I was looking at. But by the second week, I realized, like, you know what? I'm not the gossiping type ass nigga anyway, and I don't need that kind of clout. So I'm good. I don't need to mention nothing. But like I told you, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain other people that I'm close to, they know what was going on. And I got nothing bad to say about them at all. It's just like, don't make you could have skipped me with all that. We was fine. Dapped each other up, took the picture, called it a day, got the money, keep it pushing. That's it.
So for a comedian, you are your agent at this point in your career, right?
At this point in my career, I am my own agent, but at the same token, I do want one.
Okay.
I know enough comedians on how they got them, but each one, I mean, this is selfish ass sport, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand it. It's like, yeah, you want certain alliances, but they only going to come if it's real genuine. Other than that, bro, ain't nobody going to tell you how they got this or got that. They'll just let you know. We're like, I got a couple of homies that got agents. It is not their obligation to let me know how they got hooked up.
Yeah.
It's not their obligation because their talent level or wherever that they're at. I'm not there yet, obviously, but I'm in a position now, quiet as kept. Something might be happening soon. I'll let you know in May. But I got something cooking. But it's like, you know, agents open up a lot of doors, man. Agents open up a lot of doors to different opportunities with a higher paycheck. And that's what I'm looking at it now for. It's like, I need them gigs with the high paychecks, but you can't just sit there and ask for that and then not be prepared for it when it's time.
Yeah.
So it's all about just making sure that I'm focusing back on me, man. Because you know what, bro? Real talk, life be life and so much. And to be a stand-up comic while you dealing with life in general, bro, it's difficult. Because your job is to put smiles on your face, but ain't nobody asking me how my day went.
Yeah.
It's a real fucked up parallel. Ain't nobody asked me what I'm going through, how I'm living, but my whole goal today is because you spent $15, $20, $10, or however much to come and get your laugh off, I got a job to do. But nobody asking me how I feel. So it's sometimes you gotta fight that shit just to come up with some new shit or learn how to take your pain and find the funny in it. And sometimes you can find it like that. And sometimes it take a minute because you still got to deal with that situation regardless.
Smokey Robinson calls it tears from a clown, man.
Ooh, perfect. That was if you ain't void stamp. So it's like you know, it's a process. It's a situation, but you know, life be lifing, bro. So you know, I'm just glad that I'm able to get out what I can get out when I do get it out. But nigga, like right now, I'm working on my next special. That I'm 9 times out of 10.
Y'all already saw this. Make sure you can still go and check out my guy's first special on all the major platforms. What's so funny?
What's so funny? You can find it on all streaming platforms, man. All streaming platforms.
Okay.
Every last one. Tidal, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. Just type in Dwayne Watts. Listen to the album, man.
Listen, I would say this one thing about the album, and I saw you do this. I saw you record it live, but like it's just different to hear it again. It's like it made me laugh just as hard when I heard it on YouTube Music as when I saw you perform it. It's the part when you talk like, yo, not everybody gonna have a four-headed head their whole life. Some of us lose our head. You know, some of us thin, some of us go straight bald, some of us get the, you know what I'm saying, the wraparound, some of them, you know what I'm saying, get the sunroof. You know what I'm saying? So your bit about that, I'm like, yo, that's the realest shit ever, bro. It's like Bobby told you got one left.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen. You wanna know what's crazy, young? When I listen to the album, and this just is because I know better, but it's like when I listen to it, certain parts of it make me cringe because I know where I was like, God damn, boy, like you loud as hell. Why you so damn loud? Like that's number one. Two, I could tell. I could tell, and this is like you wouldn't be able to tell. Nobody would be able to tell except me because I'm just telling you. I'm pointing it out to you now. But it's like, damn, young. Like I got no pitch control. I'm loud as shit. I'm loud as hell. What else on that thing? Certain jokes that was said in that joint, they were good, but it was just like, man, you deliver that shit way better now. Like you could tell when I was being anxious about certain shit. Yeah. I know where I was being anxious at. So it's like on the next one, because I'm doing a duo. I'm doing an album and a visual. Okay. We just scouting locations now, but 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, it might work out with the loft, but I got like 2 other locations that we scouting. And we over here putting a budget, like a real live budget together. So it's not gonna be another
loft. If it's at the loft, hell, it don't even be honest with the probably don't matter where it is, as long as I'm bringing at least 3 or 4 people with me this time.
Oh, it's gonna be in the main room.
Bring them.
It's gonna be in the main room. It's gonna be in the main room. It's not gonna be downstairs at all. I really, because like I said, my fan base, who I love, shout out to the Watts Army. I don't even like. I believe in these guys, but it's always a wonderful surprise for me when I realize I got this much support. Like it is so refreshing. It gives me hope and just keeps reminding me, like, dog, you're doing what you're supposed to do. It's like, and you always look for that validation, whether you realize it or not. You look for it, but you don't even realize you got more than enough. Sometimes I just got to get out my own way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard for me to get out my own way in certain shit like that. So it's, you know, I got a feeling that if once everything come to terms of wherever I do this joint at, I'm probably gonna sell it out because they showed out when I did my recordings for the album. And that was in the middle of COVID when we only had 75% access. That spot where I did it at fits about 120. And
didn't Tank open for you?
Huh?
Didn't Tank open for you?
Yeah, Tink opened I did 2 shows. Tink opened for me on the first show, and my man Amston Hughes, funny nigga from North Carolina, bro, hilarious. He opened up for me on my second show, but both shows sold out. Both recordings showed out, bro.
Can I be honest? I'm gonna say that we friends. You my brother and all. I'm gonna say this to you, and,
okay.
This is no gas, y'all. When I saw him at the first time I went to the loft, he was the opener, Marlon Comedy from out Georgia.
Oh yeah, for Brandon T.
Came on and it was Brandon T's comedy set. Dwayne was the funniest. And that's not saying that Marlon wasn't. Marlon was good, and Brandon was. He was
better than you anticipated.
I'd seen him do stand-up when he was younger, and then he moved over to being like the actor, whatever the case would be. Then he had a lot of, I'm saying, shit we were dealing with as far as like, you know, the black man and the black existence type of, you know, not saying that like as a slight or anything like that. Just
he Hebrew Israelite, I think that's what it is. He one of them types.
And then to see him get back on stage, it's like you could see him working through his shit. So when I say I think you were the funniest, it reminded me of when we were talking about when I first started the conversation about the point in your career where you were just on stage sort of talking your way through shit, not necessarily having set. And that's what he was doing the whole time. He was talking through shit. He was engaging, and that's a very key point. You got to be able to not lose the audience. But you, not only did you lose, you captured you were the only one who captured the audience. You actually, because what you took them one way. You had two extremes set up. You took them one way, and then you took them another way, and then the fucking part is you didn't bring them back to the middle before you left them.
Not at all.
So it's like, hey, Marlon, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck.
And see what works. And first of all, like I said, I appreciate your candor with all of that, man. It wasn't nothing offensive in what you said, and it's happened to me before. I've been on the road with certain people, and people in the audience come up to me and be like, "You the funniest one," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Oh man, that's what's up. I appreciate that." And the person be right there. They be in earshot in here, and I be like, "Nah, man, we all did it a collective, whatever." But it is what it is. But on that particular show, that whole weekend, that shit was love for me because I know when I gotta step up, and I know when I can pull back, especially when it comes to hosting. Like hosting is something now that I cherish. Like I love hosting now. Whereas before, last year, you couldn't get me to host because I ain't know how to do it. I didn't think I was able to do it. But fast forward now, it's about synergy, bro. Like Marlon, that is like my brother for real. You know what I'm saying? Real cool cat. I know his style. I know his set. So how I brought him up was on purpose. How I brought him up with the type of comedy that I did in that beginning was on purpose because I knew that I know his style, and I knew that was going to keep it going. And then I knew he was going to say some ignorant shit because his face don't match how he talk. So I knew that was going to throw y'all off for a good minute.
It definitely made me a fan of him, though. I'm definitely.
It's like, goddamn, bro. Like you don't look like you're supposed to be talking like that, but he talked like that. And then when he got off stage, and then I went into my bit about the COVID shot and all that shit, it fit perfectly because of the ignorant shit he said prior to it. So it's all about feeding off of that joint and keeping the energy up, man. Energy is key. And going out there, and I tell every comic this that really talked to me about this shit, I say, you can't spell funny without fun, bro. You got to go up there and have a ball. You got to go up there and just say, fuck it, like God gave you this talent. Fuck it.
It's like podcasts. A lot of y'all can't make podcasts without the ass.
Yeah. Okay. That's not, wow. I don't even know how you tried to do that shit, but you get an A for effort on that shit. God damn. What the fuck? Can't spell the ass without pot. Oh my God.
Hey, listen. Hey, it's been a slow week, goddamn. It's been a slow week.
It's been a slow month.
Hey, but listen, man.
The word is slow. You were slow for that.
Man, listen. I wanted to get your take on the slap. Not necessarily slap, but the clapback of the slap.
Oh, the response to it?
The response to it.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I haven't watched it on purpose. I haven't watched it on purpose.
Okay.
I haven't watched his joint. I haven't watched Marlon's shit either. Anything dealing with, I haven't watched it yet. And the reason why
I know why you have. I bet you I know why you haven't either.
I haven't watched it because it's like I love Chris Rock. Let's be clear. I'm a huge fan of Chris Rock. OG, GOAT in the game. But I'm like, if he gonna say something, I got a feeling it ain't gonna be, I got a feeling that he really ain't get over that shit yet. Like, I think he's still emotional about it. And my thing is like, if he go up there, I don't think he's gonna go up there with the actual funny. I think he's gonna be preaching and just venting some shit off his chest. I don't think it's gonna be some written material. I honestly believe the jump probably some bullshit. Being real with you, I think this. And again, I haven't seen it, but just the vibe off. And when I seen little clips online, I was like, nah, he in his feelings. Like, you could tell when a nigga being professional, and you could tell when he being personal. And it's like every bit about it is personal. And he got every right to feel like that. I won't sit there and say, nah, he's not supposed to feel like that. Like, he got every right to feel like that. But it's levels to that shit, bro. Like, laugh at my pain was, okay, this shit really happened, but here's my 2 cents about it without calling this nigga a bitch, without calling his wife a bitch, without keep doing the same thing that got the shit slapped out you in the first place. Because if you gonna be, if
But
like niggas, to me, if you gonna talk that kind of talk, bro, it's like, nigga, you had to at least attempted to fight back first before you could do. You let the nigga slap you, and then you go out here, you cut, and the same shit that got you slapped the fuck up, you're doing it again, and you're doing it with a lot of malice, So it's like, bro, I give you one example, bro, and the only way I can speak on this because this really happened. I don't speak about this situation at all. I don't, you know, personally what I'm going through, dealing with my whole situation, with my relationship, whatever, but I've never spoke on it ever. It's none of y'all fucking business for real. But I'll say this. The day after shit hit the fan, we'll say that. I'll say that. The day after shit hit the fan, I had a show. And man, I'm talking about, I went to that show before the day of that show. I was over there. Shit was so bad that I had to go back home when she wasn't home to get my shit out the house so I can just leave and everything be whatever. And while I'm doing that, I'm not going to act like I didn't have a little tantrum in the house by myself. I didn't destroy the apartment, but there were certain things I did that when I look back at it now, I was like, boy, you was a cold fuck nigga for that. But you know, well, you know, you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. And one thing I did was, I thought it was funny, but there was a, you know what? And she ain't gonna see this. And even she do, fuck it. It is what it is. There was a dress that she owned at the time. And I was in my feelings. And I took that dress, turned the shower on, and threw the dress in the shower, right? And while I'm grabbing all my stuff out, all the shit is in the shower. Whatever, with this particular dress is. I'm moving everything out and got the last little bit of shit out, turned the shower off, and I wrung the dress out slightly. I stepped on one end of the dress and stretched it until I heard some fabric snap. Then I went on the other side, and then I stretched that other end on the other end, and like, so if she was 5'7", the bitch is 6'3" now. You get what I mean? All right, stretched it like that, and then I took the wet part and put it in the dresser, and the part of the dresser where she don't go into. Like, it's just some old interview clothes from 12 years ago. It's just and I was hoping that while it dried, it molded everything up in the, like, that's how petty I was. Now, am I proud of this? Now? Yes. No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not because I wasn't proud of it because I didn't, obviously this shit never happened to me before, but I never had to deal with it in a situation like this. So it was all brand new. I was clearly off emotions. It wasn't no, and you know, I had a right to feel how I felt, but at the same time, it was still some bogus shit, right? And I can stamp that. I'm a man, I can stamp that.
Okay.
But I went to go tell that story on stage because it was fresh. And I was like, y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. I think I got about 3 minutes into the set. And I started explaining the same shit I just explained to you. I thought in the car, this is gonna get some damn boy, you wild laughs. It was so much concern on niggas' faces. There was so much concern. Niggas, I swear to God, I had two cousins in the audience. Niggas was like, these niggas was like, woo. I was like, damn, I'm losing them. So instead of trying to go oil with the new set, because all that whole set was dedicated to my hurt. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna scrap this shit right the fuck now. Okay. And I'm gonna go with the shit that I know works. I gotta bring this out because they're paying me. I can't go out here and just sit here and depress these niggas. But by the time I got done with my set, I end up saving my set. Let's just be clear. I end up saving the set. But by the time I got done, the niggas came up to me and was like, hey man, you all right? Okay?
You all right? You good?
You all right, man? You want to talk about it? You gonna be all right?
So let me give you.
So that's how I felt that day. Not to cut you off. But the only reason I brought that story up is because you see what that got me. Chris Rock right now got more people being concerned with him. Is like, nigga, you sure you okay? As opposed to be like, that's a dynamite special that you did. That was a great response to the slap.
So this is what my take on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can't do a special even if he waited 2-3 years to do a special, it would still be the elephant in the room. You have to address it. Now, wait a second. It's just like, I compare it to, think about any comedian that you can think of that has a name that has done a special since the pandemic, what is the one thing you know they're gonna talk about? The pandemic.
Right.
You know they're gonna talk about it. And the best of the best are, you know what I'm saying, made us laugh. And then the average ones, like, we heard about it already. This, you know what I'm saying, you had a year or two to talk about the pandemic, and you dropped the ball.
Right.
Chris Rock did a special live. No other stand-up comedian is doing that.
No, that went hard. That went hard. That was brave as fuck.
And his special, to me, like me and Brian talk about, his special. This special wasn't his best special.
It wasn't,
but it was still better than 90% of the motherfucking specials that you're gonna see in the last 10 years and probably the next 10 years to come.
I don't know. I disagree with you on that. Have you seen some more new special?
No. I didn't say it's the best. And Samoa is in my, she's elite to me. So
Samoa got the best special out in 2023
her
right now.
last special was a cook. Her last special was a cook. Chandelier, cook.
But this shit that she
She
got
don't
out right
talk
now,
about enough because she's not Hollywood.
this shit she talking about right now on that new special, crazy. I fuck with it.
So I say that to say, you know, I'm not mad at him for bringing it up. Like, listen, hey Chris, you like me and him are in the room talking about his material that he's writing for a special. Who we gonna lean on? My opinion on his, the one who's tried and true, or me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I feel like he's in the best position to craft the joke or the story to tell for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think,
but it's crazy, right? It's crazy to sit there and say that, right? But then you got people that watch Marlon special, and his whole hour is dedicated to them too. And he ain't talking about shit else, but Marlon, but Will and Chris. One long ass bit about that shit for an hour. He talk about it, right? And a lot of people are giving Marlon praise about it. Again, I haven't watched it
because he called him a bitch ass nigga. Because he got slapped and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but he go on Will too. He going everybody equal opportunity. He don't mention none of them.
But you know how it is. People take when you give people a bit of something that fuels their POV, they're gonna run with it. So obviously, there's people who don't like Chris Rock, and it's bad for when I hit before this. They didn't like, I don't like Chris Rock, and I'm like, yo, he's like one of the funniest all the time. Like it's hard for me to talk comedy with people when it's like you can't give me tangible reason why you don't like somebody. Like I don't need to be attracted to Chris Rock to laugh at him.
Right.
I mean, I don't need to be attracted to him, like for no reason. Like he just need to make me laugh, and he's smart. It's like I want to ask people, like, is it smart comedy that you don't like? Do you have trouble with highbrow comedy? Or you have trouble with, because a lot of people who don't like Chris Rock also don't like DL Hughley. They don't do well with political, you know what I'm saying, satire and all that stuff. They need low-hanging fruit jokes, and I can only make jokes that relate to
the hood or this and that. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I love DL Hughley. I mean, I think he deserves every credit he get when it comes to this stand-up shit. Man, constantly working, but he's not everybody's cup of tea. He's not. But that don't mean that their opinion don't value because they don't know comedy or whatever. That shit don't matter.
No. That's what I didn't say they don't know comedy. I said that's not their. They don't like. They're not into like political satire. They probably don't watch The Daily Show. They're probably not going to be Trevor Noah fans. They're probably not going to be. They're not going to be comedians. They're not going to be fan of comedians that's not talking about the shit that's going to pop up on the Shade Room or Vlad TV.
Well, you gotta understand, bro. It's just like niggas never leaving the hood. If you never leave the apartment complex, you don't even know what's outside this bitch. You just chain in. So when people do get it, sometimes you got to take somebody that don't like somebody and watch it with them and explain what the hell just happened. I do that shit all the time. I sneakily do it. Like if you ain't never watched Richard Pryor, if you never watched DL, like the Contrarian, that last special that he put up, man, that shit was hilarious. But it went over a lot of motherfuckers' heads. It went over a lot of people's heads, man, because they didn't understand the plot devices and certain setups that he was giving. And I feel other people like, if you got to do all that for me, then that motherfucker ain't funny to me. And I get that. I get it as well. Understand that wholeheartedly. But sometimes, man, you got to just force feed a motherfucker some shit so they can really understand, because a lot of these people's opinions are based off of other people's. They never even seen it. They just won't even give it a chance. So with that being said, God damn, this mac and cheese torture as hell. What's up, champ? But
what up? You gonna say what up?
You like, who that? That's Lex Steele.
What up? What up?
This is that's Pinky. Over here.
Shut up, fool.
But yeah, dude, my bad. Slim, I mean, cut. Stop it. But it's
that's Roxy. No,
yeah, that's Roxy in the back. Roxy Reynolds on the other end. That's Roxy right there. But it's that's the truth. It's the truth, man. Some people just be ignorant to the shit, man. But nah, Chris Rock is Chris Rock for a reason. He will always be that legend. I personally, I'm going to sit down and watch it. But I'm not excited to watch it. I'm just going to see. I'm going to give my own opinion about it. But just looking at certain clips, I'm like, man, yeah, he's in his feelings. Like, this shit still bother him. And it's going to bother you because you know you ain't do shit. It's going to bother you. No matter how many times you done call this man a bitch and his wife a bitch and his kids a bitch, none of that shit ain't going to matter. Because in our opinion, and in the world's opinion, you ain't going to say that shit to his face. Because last time you did, you know what happened. You got them Sonic coins knocked out your bag.
Well, technically, he never had the chance to.
Hey, look, it don't matter, my boy. it don't matter.
But he addressed that too, though. He addressed that too. He's like,
and then you're gonna say my mama told me not to fight in front of white people. That's a goddamn lie. You ever met his brother Tony? He with the shits. I know his brother Jordan with the shits. You ain't with the shits. It's okay to say that you ain't with the shits. Don't just sit there and make up some bullshit. I don't fight in front of white people. No, nigga, you already got your money. What you gonna lose? What you gonna lose? You already got your money. What you gonna lose?
Hey, listen, man. I want to thank you for coming on the show with us tonight. You got anything before we get out of here?
Yeah.
What you got coming up next?
Fact, this weekend, I'm gonna be at the DC Comedy Loft again. But I'm gonna be up there for Ray Diva, my sister out of Baltimore, man. Funny, been a legend in the game, got the same type of stories. Not the same stories, but she one of the ones you probably need to bring on this show. I can recommend that. She's a Baltimore legend, hilarious. And we got 2 shows on the 17th, 3 shows altogether, 2 tomorrow night, 7:30 and 9:30 at the DC Comedy Loft, and then another one on Saturday at 7:30. Get your tickets at www.dccomedyloft.com/Ray Diva, RAYDIVA, Ray Diva. Look it up. Tiana Douglas is hosting. I'm featuring. Get in, get out, and then that's what my weekend looking like. So if y'all want to catch me, man, catch me up at the DC Comedy Loft this weekend, man.
Hey, the
Friday and Saturday.
legend Tony Wood's gonna be in DC Improv soon too.
Oh yeah. That man. Hey, listen. Tony is a legend. Tony is the beast today. He's weird, man. It's a weird dude, bro.
We got to hang out with him for a little bit after our show with Brian T. Jackson.
So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, just a little bit. Still a cool nigga. Still my guy, but he don't do drugs, but I don't believe it. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. It's another one in the books.
But I don't believe that shit.
Another one in the books. Dwayne, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks
You
for
want to
having me,
ride up?
gang.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, B.